Good evening, my good sir. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing swell. Thank you for asking. So to start off, go ahead and just share your name. It can be your legal name, your nickname, your alias, anything you want to be referred to as.
Yeah, you just call me Jake.
Jake?
Just go by Jake Provencio. Call me Jake, though.
Fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Dude, I'm super excited to have you today. I know we've been talking about this for a couple months now since... I don't remember when the last time I talked to you about this was. Well, I know it was the wedding.
The wedding.
But before that, I know we had talked about it previously, so I'm happy that we're finally making it happen.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, how was your morning so far?
Oh, it was good. Slept, so work nights, sleep late on Friday, and then I just kind of get ready for the night off and, get ready for my weekend.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, it was a good week.
Sorry to fix the audio a little bit. There we go.
You're good.
Hell yeah, dude. So, like I mentioned earlier, it's kind of like just Mike memories to share a little bit about yourself and your history. So to start off, are you familiar with both of your grandparents on your parents' sides?
Yes.
Yeah? Let's start out with your dad's side. Do you know where your grandparents are from?
I think my grandfather's from Orange County.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, he was like, what did he do? He picked, the oranges, and then one day he, saw a train going by and, hopped on the train and then went to Korea. That's the story.
What?
Yeah, went to Korea for the war. Sorry, the Korean War. Yeah, because he was picking oranges in the field and he saw guys riding on the train and he was like, that's got to be better than this. And
To his surprise?
yeah, so yeah, that's the story on that side of my grandfather. My grandmother's from, I think she's from a Spanish village in Mexico, and then they traveled up north this way and ended up over here. So that's how I know that side.
Dang, that's dope. Wait, so then your dad's parents, your dad was here in Orange County. Do you know where his family came from? Or were they native to California?
My dad's? No, my mom's.
Sorry, your mom's dad, yeah.
My mom's would be native to California. My grandfather, I really actually am not too, I knew him, but I'm not too familiar with his background. He was kind of like a shady dude. My grandmother, from flipping Norwalk, I think.
Nice.
So that's the background I know on that. Yeah. Neither.
We're gonna do a deep dive. Your grandpa that went to Korea, so he was here kind of just working in OC, because originally Orange County, or was he from Anaheim, Orange, Fullerton?
Anaheim, yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude. So he was here early on then.
Yeah, before it was built, really.
Yeah.
When they were still actually growing oranges.
Yeah, do you know the fun fact that originally Anaheim was supposed to be a vineyard?
Really, for grapes?
Yeah. So they're trying to turn it into a vineyard to grow grapes and wine, and then all the grape trees got infested, and so they had to basically think of a new crop to grow, and that's how oranges came to be. Fun fact.
Ah. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they used to also have a bunch of ostrich plants here, or ostrich, not plants, birds in the area, so that they have a petting zoo.
Sick. I can't wait to share that fun fact later. I'm stealing that. I'm going to be at the bar did you know?
As you should. How did your grandparents on your dad's side meet?
Grandparents on my dad's side. All I know is I think they just met, I don't know if it's through friends or what. I can share the story of their first date, though, was, my grandfather was picking up my grandma, and then in, Spanish, my grandfather asked, who's the man in the mustache? Waiting down at the driveway lane. That's all I know. And then I guess they hit it off.
You know when this was?
I don't know, 19... post or pre-Korea would be 53 ish. I think I'm spitballing, really.
That's all good. That's dope. So your grandpa our dad's side went to Korea, and then he came back and then met your grandmother here.
I believe so.
Okay.
It was either before or after. I'm not too familiar with the exact timeline.
That's wild, though. Did he ever share with you any stories when he was over there?
He shared stories with my dad and my uncles, never shared it with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was reading a book on war, like a Vietnam War book once, and the only time he ever really talked to me, he was just like, "Oh, no man should ever have to do that." And I was like, "Oh shit!" Just like dropped that like heavy, like thing that I'll remember forever.
Oh damn!
I was like, "Whoa, it's heavy."
Dang, dude. Was that like one of your not favorite, but like one of the things that you remember the most about your grandfather?
Yeah, that's one of the things I remember the most for sure. There's other things. Let's see. I think one thing that hit me was when I was little, I like broke the lock off the sliding door, and because I was like running in the house, and then he like made me go to the hardware store with him and like fix it, repair it, and everything too. I feel like that had a good impression on me. I was like, yeah, you're right. Like I shouldn't just like fuck off and like be like, nah, you fix it.
Yeah.
So that's a core memory that I like kind of cherish, like or hold on my back. It was like integrity a little bit, I guess you could say.
That's dope. Was that like your first time where you got really into fixing things with your hands?
I think it was maybe not the first time. I've always been around that kind of thing. Like my dad was a tradesman.
Oh no way.
So yeah, that's why I'm in the same trade.
Yeah.
And he's always been like good with his hands. I think growing up around that environment, I had like a huge impression where I always thought like, oh man, that's so cool. I want to do that.
Yeah.
And it like swayed me the other way, or I was swayed the other way by my parents to go do 4-year and stuff like that. Naturally, I feel like everybody wants that. Like,
yeah,
it's such a not glamorized route, but like I would want that for my kids to go to 4-year too, because like trade's hard. Mm-hmm. It's an industry that doesn't age into the new world.
Yeah,
at all.
Did your grandpa do that as well on your dad's side?
No, he was an engineer.
Well, it's okay. It's like very similar. You're working with your hands a lot, but your dad took a different route. What kind of engineer was he?
Actually, he was an aerospace.
Oh damn!
So he went to Fullerton.
That's sick.
Yeah. So he used the GI Bill to go to school, and they were like putting engineers through school because there's a shortage. So he worked on like the Apollo missions.
What?
Shit. Yeah. During the Cold War and stuff too. So it was like super, like underground, secret, hush hush. Had to go like get picked up from work and like or my grandmother would drop him off in like a field, and then a blacked out government bus would pick up the engineers.
That's a real thing.
Take them to a site, drop them back off. Because it was like we were trying to beat the Ruskies, you know.
Dude, but I remember like seeing that like on TV and like in movies, and thought it was like, oh, it's like a movie thing, but
it's a real thing.
Did he talk to you about that, or was your dad talk to you?
My dad talked to me about that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Dang.
But yeah, he designed. He was designing the cockpit for Apollo mission. I forget which exact mission, but one of the Apollo missions.
That's incredible.
Yeah, pretty
Dang.
cool.
So, casually, your grandpa goes from picking oranges in Orange County to Korea to fight a war, gets his degree, becomes an engineer, and works on the Apollo mission. Mm-hmm. That's a heck of a story.
It's a little Forrest Gumpy, yeah. It's a little crazy.
What about your grandma?
My grandmother was actually a dancer. And then met my grandfather, raised a family of like, five kids. And then, she was actually a very smart lady herself. She has went to school and got her something like computer science or something similar to that degree as well later in her life. But yeah, family woman.
That's awesome.
Strong woman.
Yeah, I mean, especially if she had to when they met before after the war, that's still like a lot to support your partner, and then have 5 kids.
Yeah.
Dang. Do you know all your uncles and aunts?
Yes. Yeah. 2 are on the East Coast. 2 over here.
So some stayed local, but some left. Dang.
Everybody's split up now. Of course, people. My uncle moved to Idaho and stuff. My other uncles, I think, still around this area of Newport.
Okay. That's awesome. How big is your dad's side of the family? Do you have a lot of cousins, or is it very
I do have a lot of cousins. I have 6-ish.
Okay.
Something like that.
That's a solid number, yeah.
But that's on my dad's side. My mom was an only child, so I don't have any cousins on my mom's side.
How did your grandparents meet on your mom's side?
I actually don't know that story because it's so, like, I'm not familiar with my grandfather. And because they separated, they got divorced, my grandmother and my grandfather. They never dropped that story, you know? And it's like, why would you? It's like, you know, it's like, hard. Probably a story that has, like, a little pain in there, too, you know? It's just, like, sweep it under the rug. Very, probably, like, old school, you know, thing to do.
Yeah.
But that's the way they did it.
No, it makes sense. I mean, back in the day, divorce was, like, seen very differently than what it is today.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it, dude. Don't be shy. And so that makes sense. And so your mom was the only child. So how did your parents meet?
Oh, this is a cool story. So my mom was a coordinator for Tyler Refrigeration.
Okay.
That Tyler Refrigeration is the trade I'm in. I'm in refrigeration. Mm-hmm. They build grocery stores and HVAC. So my mom was a coordinator for that, which means like she supports the guys in the field, gets material, things like that. And my dad worked on the rental yard as like a forklift operator and like, you know, picked up bottles and stuff like that, and bottles of like nitrogen and other rental things. You may need scissor lifts, stuff like that. And so he was complaining about, they met that way, that he was complaining about his job one day to her, and she was like, oh, well, that sucks. And then she told her boss, and he was like, have him call me. And then that's how that happened. That's how that trade story happened. And then eventually they got married, and my mom had 2 kids at that point too, so she was prior divorced. And then they had me, and they tell me the story all the time. They told me today, I was like, it was gonna be you or a boat. We had you. That's nice, yeah.
That's love right there. They chose you over the boat. That's really funny. Before your parents met and they got together, well, actually, before that, did you have any stories or anything you want to share about your grandparents on your mom's side that you remember growing up?
I'll share some about my grandmother. She's just a sweet lady, a nice lady. Gave me a lot of gummy bears. She married into, I guess you'd call him a step grandfather, but he's basically my grandfather. Yeah, I call him Dennis because I think he came into the picture when my older siblings were already older, so to them he wasn't like grandpa. She was just Dennis, so I always called him Dennis when I was growing up too, because I wanted to be like my older brother and sister. But it was like came from like humble beginnings as well, and then she married into kind of like met my grandfather, or Dennis, who has more like money, so she's a little bougie. Okay. She has like great taste and stuff. They have fun.
They're comfortable.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, but like good wine, good wineries. They live out in Newport. Very cool. Nice lady. Yeah.
Are you close to them at all?
Yeah, I'm very close to them.
Nice. Yeah. So is your grandparents on your mom's side? Heck yeah. I don't think we had a chance to talk about we talked a little bit about your grandma on your dad's side, but do you have any stories about her that you want to share?
Oh, my grandmother, my dad's side?
Yeah.
She was a very religious lady.
Okay.
So I grew up Catholic on both sides, and she was very Catholic. I remember this story in particular that was like, whoa, as well, which was she was like sick, or she was getting sick. My uncle and dad were like, oh, you need to take care of this, or you need to do that. And she was like, oh, like, I'm not afraid to meet like my like creator, my God, my Lord and Savior. Like, I'm not afraid of that. I was like, oh shit, like that's heavy as well to like drop on a kid overhearing that. Like, please not. She's serious.
Yeah.
You know?
Dang. That's wild.
Yeah, I was like, wow. I'm afraid to die.
Freaking Jake. Jumping to your parents, we'll start with your mom. Was your mom native to SoCal, like to OC, or she?
Yeah, she's from. I was making fun of this. Oh, you're from Norwalk. No, I'm not. I'm from Bellflower. I was like, same damn.
What did she do? What did she do growing up? All that she enjoyed? Do you know?
She did like a bunch of things. She did volleyball, marching band, stuff like that. She went to Mayfair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And then your dad, what did he do growing up that you know of?
Played football.
Played football a lot? What was his position?
I don't know. I don't know. I should ask him.
Was that something that he wanted to pursue after college or after high school, or is it kind of something that he just did for fun?
So I actually don't know what he was pursuing because he was going to a 4-year in Oklahoma. I don't know what school exactly. And then I guess he never finished. So he ended up working on the rental yard. And then he went the trade route. But again, it's never brought up, so I'm not sure.
Why Oklahoma?
I don't know. I think he just moved out there to go to school. Interesting, right?
That'd be a fun story to ask him, like, hey, how is it out there?
Yeah, I know. I really should. I think he like dropped, Dad Lloyd just like randomly dropped one day. Like, what?
Yeah. That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Dang, when was the last time you sat down with, like, either one of your parents kind of asking about, like, their stories?
I get a lot of the refrigeration stories. I don't get the, like... I guess there's not much of a gap. I get most of those stories because they really were, like, 23, 24 years old. Like, in trade raising a family at that time.
Yeah, it's tough.
So their timeline's pretty short in terms of like, oh yeah, then I came into the picture and the rest is history. It's pretty interesting. Like they don't have like too much of like, what do we call that, 18 to like probably 20. That's probably the years I'm not familiar with.
Gotcha. When they got married, like what age, do you know?
I want to say probably like 23.
So they're pretty young.
Yeah, maybe 24.
It's still young.
Pretty young.
So I remember where you were at 23, 24.
Yeah, I know. God.
That's dope, though. So your parents met at work, and then they hit it off. Do you have any stories of like what it was like when they were dating, or what led to them getting married?
Yeah. So I can mention the story of their first date, which was they were at the Long Beach Grand Prix, I think, and he was wearing cowboy boots. He had a mustache and one earring
At the Grand Prix?
at the Grand Prix, bro. Yeah. And my uncles were there, like, hanging out, and they ran into them.
Okay.
And then they were, like, making fun of him and shit. Like, they used to call him Beaky. Something like a cartoon, yeah. And she was like, he has a cute nose. Why are you calling him Beaky? It's from some old cartoon, yeah. Some old cartoon from, like, Bugs Bunny or
That's
Woody
cute, though,
Woodpecker
yeah.
or something, yeah.
That's awesome. I love that story.
Yeah. And then, that's probably the only story I have. Used to drive a Bug, old Volkswagen Beetle, back in the day too.
Nice.
Yeah.
How long after the first date did they get married?
Man, I have no idea. Probably, I think it was like a year.
Oh, so
Probably.
marriage, yeah.
Yeah, probably short, real short.
Sounds like your parents grew up pretty fast because your mom already had 2 kids. They met at a work where it's like you're very intensive, like physical on your body, and then they got married within a year, and they kind of like figure it out.
Yeah, it's a very like classic middle class story. Like middle class upbringing, everything like super simple, not a lot going on. Just figured it out and went trade. It's like, all right, yeah, cool. Like, I guess you could probably do that. It was more open to that probably in the 90s. Things are a little different now. I don't know why.
That's funny. So your dad went to Oklahoma, wanted to get his degree. Not sure what it was, right?
Not sure what it was. No.
Okay, no worries. Came back and then started his trade right afterwards, and he started in refrigeration.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Did he ever say why he got into that?
Because he worked at the rental yard.
Oh, that's why he got into it.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, my mom just complained to her boss, like, why is he complaining? She's like, he wants a job. I work now with guys that were training him when he was new.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
What's that like?
That's pretty funny.
Hearing the stories?
It's very funny, yes. A lot of stories. And there's they're like old now, so they're living in the past. They're like, oh, back in the day at Tyler, when I was with your dad, he was a greenhorn, and I had him insulating the box and all that stuff, silicone. And I was like, cool, Don.
Cool story.
Yeah, it is pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Those guys will brag about that too. They'll be like, oh, he used to work with his dad.
I think that goes with like you're like his legacy.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah, and they're proud of him. They're proud of you.
Yeah, they're very proud. My parents are very proud.
Hell yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, it was really sick. Take a lot of pride in that industry.
No, you have to. Yeah. After your parents got married, like how long? Are you the oldest or are you the youngest?
I'm the youngest of my dad's children.
Okay.
Or the oldest of my dad's children.
So you have two older half siblings.
Yes, two older half siblings.
And then it's you. And then you have younger siblings.
I have a younger sister.
Younger sister. Gotcha. How is it like being in the middle?
Oh my god, dude, it sucks. Underappreciated, underrecognized.
Fair. It's very fair.
But it's always funny. Like, I'm definitely like the Joker. I'm the only one that didn't go 4-year route either. So, but it worked out. I always think I played the game a little smarter.
Yeah. Freaking Jake. Did you ever want to go to 4-year?
Did I want to?
Yeah.
I thought about it, but it never. I was, like 19 years old at 321, and I was trying to figure everything out. Like, just kind of not doing anything. I was smoking a lot of weed, just super lost. Just like didn't know what to do. All I knew is I wanted to like have fun and have some sort of adventure. Kept going into different crowds. And I tried the 4-year thing. I wanted to pursue it, especially when I knew Ricky and stuff. I was like, 4-year looks cool. Really, what I think I was looking at was like, Greek life looks cool.
The social aspect of it? Yeah, that makes sense. Usually how it goes.
Yeah, and I didn't realize like, oh yeah, it opens up like a bunch of doors for you if you get a 4-year. I eventually did go to school. I went to Cyprus. So I am like, I do have an education. But yeah, it didn't end up in the cards for me. I went the route and I stuck with it. I said refrigeration was the last thing that I'm going to pursue, and I'm going to stick with it because I keep switching majors. It's not working. So I took a class and I loved it. And after that, it was done deal.
You're sold. Dang, dude. When you were born, did your parents say what it was like when you were born? Like, were you a fussy kid? Were you calm?
Dude, I had colic.
What?
Yeah, I was a colicky kid. I'm not really sure what that means.
I'm not either, to be honest.
Dude, you said what? Like you
it sounded like, oh shit, it sounded like serious, and then I thought you were gonna explain it, but I guess not.
I think it's like a bad cough or something, man.
Someone can look it up later, and they can let us know at some point in the comments.
I know. I'm scared to look it up, and it's like, oh shit, that's what?
I'm sorry you didn't look it up.
Maybe I will later.
You didn't care to know at that point.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, I had it.
Yeah,
it's over now.
You made it here. Yeah. That's funny. Youngest, so you're the youngest. Your two older siblings is a boy, girl, 2 sisters.
I got an older brother, older sister.
Okay.
Then me, then my
younger sister. Gotcha. Dope, dude. Sounds like you have a big family then.
Yeah, we have a big family. It's pretty cool.
Were you and your half sibling close growing up?
Yes. Yeah, we were pretty close. We're pretty close now, but my older brother's not in the state, so I never see him. My older sister lives like a block away.
You don't see her?
I still see her all the time. And oh my gosh, she's something else. Little funny girl.
That's funny. When it came to you growing up and like a pretty big family, what were some of your favorite things growing up when you were a kid?
Saturday cartoons.
Saturday morning cartoons? What was your favorite show?
SpongeBob.
Oh, you watched it on Nickelodeon?
Yeah, Nick. Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
Was good. Those are the good ones.
Yeah.
Hey Arnold and SpongeBob was... Jimmy Neutron was good too. Yeah.
That's solid.
Yeah, because everybody would, like all the siblings would wake up and would watch TV. Before that, we're all like doing our own thing. It felt like I was already working.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all had to go do different things. We couldn't like hang out. Yeah.
No, I get you. Because my favorite, same thing. Saturday mornings, I love waking up, but I always watch TV shows on like KTLA or the CW. So it's like Justice League, Johnny Test, like super random shows. And then yeah, it was a fun time. I had this like tradition where I would have to wake up at 7 a.m. and just start watching cartoons from 7 to 12. And I have a bag of like chips and just like eat a chip every single like minute just to make sure it was like tradition. It was really weird. Did you have anything like that growing up?
Any traditions?
Because you're just like a kid, like if I don't do this, something will happen.
I probably did because I have that personality, but Oh, and I see that you still have that personality because you wear a hat.
Yeah, I love wearing hats.
Recording. That's funny. I don't have anything like that. I'm sure I did though, but not when I was real young. Yeah.
Did you have any like hobbies when you were growing up, like sports or digging holes or just random things that you really enjoy doing?
I dug the occasional hole, but yeah, I tried sports. I was never naturally gifted at sports.
Gotcha.
Never naturally coordinated. I was fast, but not that fast. I was a fast kid in my class, but I went to a class of like 18.
Casually.
Yeah.
Wait, really? Where'd you go to school?
St. Maria Goretti.
Was it a private school?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Small Catholic school.
No way.
Yeah, that's how
I didn't know that. Wait, that's you met Ricky?
That's how I met Ricky. We met in the 4th grade.
That's so funny.
4th and 5th grade, yeah. We bonded over Zelda and girls. Yeah.
Of course you did. Dude, okay, what was it like growing up in a... Did you know the difference between like public school versus a private school at that time?
Not really. I kind of found out when I was 12, 13. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Did you want to leave or go to one or prefer to stay in private school when you found that out?
Yeah, I was like, this kind of sucks. I'm not a big fan of private school, especially that school. I was not a big fan.
Gotcha.
I think it led to me being really rebellious. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine, dude. Dude, share your things. Share your stuff. Were you very rebellious growing up?
Yes.
With in general or just with school?
And just in general.
Ooh, do tell.
It was very probably super cringe. I cringe about it now, but no, I was when I was 13, and probably younger too. I just didn't I always followed the rules and I always tried to do the right thing, but I always questioned things. It's why are we doing this? There's no need to do this. I always kept my shirt untucked. We had to keep our shirts tucked in, so much so that my teacher brought me aside and was like, "Is everything okay at home?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, well, why don't you keep your shirt tucked in? I was like, I just don't want to. He was like, you're going to have to wear a uniform when you get older, right? I was like, yeah, okay, but what? It's just, I was just trying to make sense of everything, and it makes sense now. It's of course I'm questioning it because that shit doesn't make sense. I'm experiencing it for the first time. I still don't agree that we have to wear a uniform all the time. Now I get to wear a uniform that I think is cool, but
you just want to say I'm wearing this because I want to.
Yeah,
not because you're making me.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that makes complete sense. Thanks. How long were you in private school for?
Dude, I was in private school with Ricky until flipping 12th grade.
Oh, so your whole entire K through 12 you're in private school?
Yeah.
Dude, that's wild.
They didn't make me tuck in my shirt. Thank God, man.
You kept that going, yeah. Okay, cool. So you went to St. Anthony's as well? Nice. What was it easy for you, the transition going from elementary, middle to high school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty easy. I was really excited for high school. I was not a fan of my class in the 8th grade. I was over people. I was with them for so long. I didn't really have anybody similar to me,
Yeah.
Class like that. Except for Ricky. Ricky was cool.
Ricky's alright. We tolerate him. Well, what part about high school got you excited about it?
Girls. Yeah. It was a big component of
Fair
that.
enough.
I wanted to play football.
Okay.
I go to conditioning, and I was at conditioning. I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to get playing time. I'm never going to learn how to play this game. I don't know what the heck's going on. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to cross country. Went to cross country, and I varsity my freshman year.
Damn.
Sick. I like this sport. All I have to do is run.
So you were fast.
I was pretty fast. Not super fast, but I had an 18-minute PR. It's not super good, but it was okay.
What does that mean? 18-minute,
so
for how many miles?
You run 3 point something. 3.5, 3.2, something like that.
Oh, that's actually really great.
So it's a race for that. And then the first couple of guys get in, and each guy that gets in first gets a point. So I never really made any points, but I could still say I ran that 18 minutes.
That's so funny, dude. When I was in high school, I also ran cross country and track, And I remember, well, I didn't run cross country. I ran track. I remember one day the cross country team had a meet, and I wanted to get out of class. And so I told my teacher, hey, I'm a part of the cross country team. I have to like go run. And they didn't believe me. But luckily, someone that was on the team was in my class. Like, yeah, he's with us. And so I went with them. And I remember the coaches were like, what are you doing here? Like, you're not. I'm like, yeah, I joined last so-and-so. I joined a while ago. And so I got a uniform. And I actually ran cross country. Like, I ran a mile for fun. And like I said, I ran sprints, but when I ran the mile, I didn't realize we were only running a mile. So I was kind of just like jogging and taking my sweet time. I came in 12th with the entire district, but I didn't know that it was like a race. So that was just like a warm up. And so I remember I ran around and I was like, oh, I'm chilling. And then they finished. I crossed the finish line, and the coach was like, why didn't you run cross country? I was like, wasn't that a warm up? And she's like, no, that was an actual race. I was like, oh, no way. So you came in 12th. I'm like, did I? And like I remember this vividly because there were like 6 people ahead of me, like maybe like 10 feet within like from me. So had I actually like sprinted at the very end, I could have easily been in the top like 5 for the district.
Oh, right on, dude.
Dude, I was like shocked. No, I ran. I remember I was a really good runner, and so I tore my ACL, and then after that I was like, sports.
Oh, it sucks. How'd you do that?
First time was playing football, second time was playing soccer, and then the third time was playing soccer as well.
You did it? Was that 3 times?
Yeah, it's actually torn right now. I just don't want to get surgery again.
Dude.
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
Well, the first time, it was my fault. I put my foot into the ground, and the dude just like tackled my knee. And if you've ever torn, like, if anyone's ever torn an ACL, like, it feels like a rubber band just being pulled apart. So I just felt a snap, and then that's what, like, my knee was just like jelly. And so, yeah, after that, I got the replacement, but it just never worked out. So though, I just don't play as competitively as I used to, which sucks because that was like a huge part of who I was.
Wow. Does it hurt?
Every now and then. Like I already have arthritic knees.
Arthritic.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it sucks, but here's what it
Does
is.
suck.
Were you involved like in anything else that like I know you weren't like you were in the cross country, but were you like involved like any music, any arts, theater, or anything like that?
So I was brought up playing like music. I was brought up playing the saxophone.
Oh no way.
And then I drew, and I wrote. So I was very artsy growing up. I'm still a little artsy now. I don't practice anymore, anything. But I was very artsy growing up. And I was trying to get into this art school that my sister went to, but they didn't accept me. And then I went to St. Anthony.
Gotcha.
That's how that story was. And then I kept writing all through high school. I like wrote screenplays and stuff. And like my friends and I would try to like make little movies and things like that. But they never took off.
That's sick.
Yeah, we didn't have like enough discipline, I think, at the time, being like 16 to like really take it anywhere. Like, which would have been cool if I ended up figuring out, oh, I major in film, I could do that in college. But I didn't know that, you know?
Yeah.
So.
What about now? Like, do you still have like the stories that you wrote back then available?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. No, I probably have them maybe somewhere, but I'm very good about cleaning all my crap out.
Gotcha. Have you thought about what was one of the stories that you remember growing up that you wrote?
Yeah, I wrote a screenplay about like these guys that like were friends, and then they had like a falling out, and then they're like not friends anymore. It was like a coming of age like high school story that I made. Just kind of like a fantasy, you know, like drugs and girls and adventure and running from the cops and things that I thought were cool at the time. I was very rebellious.
No worries. Have you thought about like bringing that back and like starting to write again?
I want to. I never pick up the like computer and write. I'm always like, I don't know, it's not that good. I don't know. I should write, but I haven't done it lately.
You're really creative. I know that, and you've had. From where you were then to where you are now, you have so much more experience in stories. It might be some time just to write some ideas down and see how your current like experiences can help create and build a new story upon that you've already written.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah,
that'd be dope.
Ricky's been pushing me to do it as well. He's been like, you're so creative and you never do anything. Like, I know.
No, but I mean, you're busy. Like, you have a lot going on.
I do. I worked a good like 50-ish hours this week or something.
Let's jump into that next. So you moved to Long Beach, you are hanging out with Ricky, you're hanging out with other roommates, and then at what point did you decide that you want to go into this trade?
We got back from not Lassen, other place, Sedona.
Oh, gotcha.
And it was a new year, and it was post-COVID now, and I was like, no, post-ish, and I was like, I wanna get my life moving.
Mm-hmm.
Like stagnant right now, not doing anything. School's not working. I'm working like 4 nights a week at the Habit. It sucks. I hated it. And I just wasn't in a good like mental place either, and I was drinking a lot, and a lot. And I was like, you know what, I gotta get my shit together. And my dad was always like, I'm putting on like guys your age, your build, and they're making like good money. I was like, that sounds nice. And I went home and I was like, Mom, Dad, I'm going into reefer. And they were like, really? You really want to do this? And I was like, yes. And they were like, gave me the whole lecture. It's a hard life. It's going to be tough. You have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning and start de-icing cases and blah, 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 blah. I was like, yeah. So, put me on. And I went to Cypress College eventually and took a class. And I was like, I like this. And I just got better and better at it as the program went on.
You said you call it reefer?
Refrigeration.
Reefer, yeah, it's refrigeration. But that's what we call it, like reefer.
Reefer.
Gotcha. Damn, dude. So, no, like honestly, I really wish I would have known more about trades when I was growing up, because I didn't know anything about them like till very recently, maybe past 5 years. I generally thought that like you had to go to like a 4-year to learn how to be like an electrician, a plumber, and like HVAC. I didn't know about any of that, because I've always somebody like my family was always like 4-year. And I do enjoy like the route that I was able to take, but sometimes I wonder, because I really love being like interacting with my hands, and I love working with like just things. And my dad, I don't think I've ever told you, but my dad was like very blue collar, very like hands. He grew up on a farm, and so they raised like their food, and he hated that lifestyle. Okay. So my dad wanted to like leave that and move to the States to have a different career, which he was able to build. But every now and then I'm like, dang, like sometimes like working an office job is tedious, because like I don't feel like I'm just like doing anything with my hands.
Yeah, you sit.
Yeah.
And you type.
Yeah.
Hi, Jen. Hi. How are you? Good. So different in the trade.
Yeah. No, I can imagine. Oh, I can't imagine, because obviously I've never done it. But I always tell my partner, I'm like, yeah, like if we have a child and they want to like go to a 4-year, dope. If they want to go to trade school, dope. Like I'm gonna support them no matter what, because honestly, I'd rather them be happy and passionate about what they're doing than just not happy at all.
Yeah. The thing is about trade is it's like you meet so many characters. And you get the craziest stories, I could share one, actually.
Yeah, please.
Since it's sharing time. There were these 2 guys on like the forklift, so they were, or not the forklift, scissor lifts. So for those that don't know, those are the big things that you see that go up in the air. And
They're descriptive.
The orange things, they look like scissors. You'll see them. And so these guys are beefing. They have like beef. They have like, fuck you, motherfucker. So they're on these scissor lifts right now. We're doing overhead, which for those that don't know, if you go into a grocery store and you look up, like Walmart, a pipe, that's overhead. And so they're beefing on the scissor lifts, and they're like giving each other shit, and they're shit talking and all that crap. And then you know what? They're like, oh, let's go, motherfucker. No, fuck you, let's go. And then they're like, let's go fucking right now. But they're on the scissor lifts, and the scissor lifts go down like really slow. So they're going down on the scissor lifts, and it's going like, beep, beep. I'm gonna kick your fucking ass, man. Like, no, fuck you, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. Like, going down, like, just really slow.
Oh my god.
I guess they went back to the boneyard, the bins and stuff, and just like, bah, 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 like wailing each other, and they got back to work.
Dude, that's hilarious.
Yeah. That's like shit that happened like back in the day.
That's super funny. Dang. Are you? Sorry, I'm just like picturing these people like ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, it could be a bit. It's so good.
That's like, super funny. Dang. Are you in this field? Are you like relatively young? Or are you like the average age of someone that worked in the field?
I actually am the average age of the apprentices. Yeah, because guys will go to trade school and then they'll jump in. I think a lot of guys that end up in trade don't have solid direction when they're in their early 20s. And so that's how they end up in trade most of the time. At least that's pretty spot on with a lot of the people that I work with.
Gotcha. I was gonna ask you a question, but I just blanked out 'cause I'm still just thinking about the cranes. I'm like, I was thinking in the back of my mind every now and then, just when I think about it, just takes my head to the cranes. But okay, before we jump into the next portion, like after the trades, I do want to discuss. So you move into the 321 house when you're 19. Mm-hmm. So you're still a teenager when you're living there, and you're living with a bunch of people that were like either in college or graduating college. What was that like, being like the youngest out of the group?
Mm-hmm. Well, I was 19. I just turned 20.
Oh, okay.
I just turned 20. I was 20 years old at the time. But
still very young.
Basically super young. And I was living with, Max, who was like 24.
Yeah.
And then Brooke and Allison, like 23.
Was that your first time living outside of your house?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, what was the experience like?
It was crazy different.
Yeah.
It was insanely different. Different culture completely.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird. I just knew that, like, I wanted to be more like them as, like, life went on. I thought they were weird at first. I was like, yeah, they're cool, but they're a little like, weird. But I wanted to get into trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I thought they were like Ricky at the time. Super...
Like squares?
Square, yeah. Didn't know them that well.
Now yeah, they're wild.
Now I know that they're the complete opposite of square.
Yeah.
So, but we became friends later on, you know. It's hard not to like someone that is so nice to you. Brooke and Allison especially were very nice to me when I was living there. Yeah. Very sweet to me.
I remember when I moved out, Ricky was like trying to find a roommate, and then he like mentioned that he found this guy that he knew back in high school, and I'm like, oh, dope. And then you took over.
Mm-hmm. I took over. Yeah, Ricky and I clashed a lot when we were roommates, but we're really good friends now.
Yeah.
Like, really good friends for it. So it's kind of cool.
What was it like for you becoming independent for the first time? Because you had to like make your own. I mean, I don't know how it was for you before that, but like now you're living in a completely new space with new people, and you have to really be independent. What was that like?
Tough.
Yeah.
I was working in retail. I had no money. Mm-hmm. I got into a car crash and wrecked my car like 2 weeks later. Had to get a new car. That didn't work. That's a terrible that's a terrible story. And then I was in culinary at the time. I switched jobs, went to work at the Habit, was making what I thought was like bank, but I just was like had no food, was barely scraping by, but like it was like some of the best years of my life. You know?
Yeah.
Like super fun still.
Yeah, because you were in control of what you were doing.
Yeah, I could do anything. And I was living with like people that I really didn't know, and I was just learning, you know, just growing up. It was awesome. It was a fantastic way to grow in your early 20s.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
No, do your thing.
Yeah, and Ricky didn't have any money either. So we're suffering together, you know?
Yeah.
But it was super cool. And what was even crazier was that I was still in my early 20s when COVID happened.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're about 22, 21?
Yeah. So I moved in 2019. COVID happened 2020.
Yeah.
So my major part of my life there was COVID. Mm-hmm. It was a crazy time.
That's wild.
It was insane times to be in Long Beach there at N321.
What was it like for you? Like, what was it like during COVID being there?
Oh, man. My festival got canceled. Brooke and Allison had just introduced me to festivals, and Max too. Shout out. And I was super stoked. I was like, oh, man, I can't wait to go to all these. They're so life-changing. Like, this is so cool. And then they, like, shut down everything. I just turned 21 as well. I was super bummed. Like, really, I just turned 21. I want to go out. I'm starting to find myself, and now I can't go out. You kidding me? Because before this, I was just smoking weed and sitting in with my buddy. Like, I was just happy to have a place to smoke, you know? And we just had to kind of figure out how to make the days go by. I was still working, too, which sucked. Because Allison and Ricky were not working, and I was super jelly. I was just like, dude, you guys just sit around, and the government's giving you money, and I don't have jack shit.
Yeah.
Like, but that was crazy. We made it work, though. And still, to this day, you know, some of the best years, like, best time ever. Super nostalgic, super funny. Like, we have some funny videos that I just, like, look back on. It's so great.
Yeah.
And we would just, like, kick it. Like Ricky, I think we went camping like couple weeks later because we were like, well, it's still like isolating. So we went camping out in Mammoth area too. Froze our asses off.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. So cool.
I think you enjoy suffering a little bit.
Yeah. That's why I chose a difficult career as well.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Freaking Jake. Dang, dude. So you grew up pretty quickly though, because you had to like leave, or you chose to leave, and you chose to just grow up in a different way. That were your parents supportive of you leaving the house, or they kind of like, no, you should probably stay back and kind of stay here for a little longer?
So my mom was supportive because of Ricky. Because Ricky always had a good head on the shoulders.
Oh.
And my mom was like, I like that you're at least living with Ricky, so I'll let you do this.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they let me do it.
Were your parents very close at the time?
My parents at the time, yeah, they were close.
No, were you close with your parents?
Kind of, sort of, but I was being very rebellious. Extremely rebellious, but really all I was doing was just wanting to party.
Yeah, which makes sense. Like, you're at that age.
Yeah, I'm at that age, and I was finally feeling free, but... man, I could have done different, I think, you know. But I have great stories to tell from it. It was really what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
13-year-old me would have been proud. So.
Freaking Jake. What's one of your favorite stories of being there?
3, 2, 1?
Yeah.
Man, it's like going through, like, the catalog of files of, like, best hits. It's a best hits record. Shoot, man. Gosh. I would say probably one of the best stories would be, I'm like trying to think what I want on the internet.
As you should.
Oh man. It was like a festival had just gotten canceled, and it was me, Allison, Ricky, Bree. You know what, maybe I shouldn't put these names up there. Screw it, I'll do it. Wyatt. We just like stayed inside and just hung out when the festival got canceled, and just had a really good time on a Friday.
Yeah.
And it was like really cool. We indulged in some things, but I won't die.
Are you a big homebody?
No.
You're a very big extrovert?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm extremely extroverted. I chose my career because I don't like going to one place singly every day. I go out all the time with like my friends. Like I have the same group of friends. Do I talk to people when I go out? No, but do I like to be out of the house? Yes.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Okay, interesting.
I'm like a big fan. Like that's why I feel like I talk about like going out to bars a lot. I just like to be out though, and like people watch, you know. And bars are like the greatest place for that, you know. See, like make stories and stuff like that, because it's just like all these people together on the weekend, completely de-stressing. Mm-hmm. Super cool.
It's definitely a vibe. Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite bar that you like going to?
I like dive bars.
Dive bars? Do you have a specific one, or just any at all?
Dempsey's on Los Coyotes. It's a good bar. It's just divey, cheap beer, and I just hang out and talk. I think that's one of my favorite things too, is when I go with friends and you just talk over beer, and like the alcohol definitely helps you loosen up, and you can get some really great conversations going when you have beers with people. Like the flow assumes or naturally, and it sucks because I guess you could say like, you know, performance enhancer for conversation, but whatever, fuck it.
No, but it's true. Like I remember when I was like going to bars when I was younger, like I would always like have a beer and like I'd be sitting at the bar, and then this dude would like walk up to get drinks for him and his girl, and then we just end up talking for like a good 5-10 minutes, and then he'd just stay there until his girlfriend like, hey, where's my drink? And he's like, oh, I'm with this guy, we're having a conversation. But it's like people just want to talk, they just want to connect and make connections. I remember like I made so many. One of my favorite things about going out was like I would always find somebody at a bar or some sort of party, and then we would plan a hike for like the next day, or like a trip to go somewhere, and never talk to them again.
Never happens.
Never. But that was my thing. I would go talk to somebody, and then we would like plan, like we look at the maps, look at how long it would take to get there, the weather, like all of these things like that in that moment. And then as soon as we left, that memory stayed in that moment, which is pretty cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah, hikes when you're out at the bar, never happen. 99% never gonna happen.
Who's your favorite person that you met when you were out there or going to the bars, or just like story wise that you really enjoyed?
Oh shoot,
that was a lot.
It was a lot.
You can share as many as you want.
I'll share one. This is violent. I don't know if it's a good story, but it's crazy.
All right.
So I was out. It was my buddy Oliver's birthday. We're all out and celebrating, and we never go to the bars, dude. We were like 22-ish. And we go out to the bars, and I'm like, you guys got to try these things called like AMFs. And we got super drunk, and the bars closed, and we all went out, and my buddies Oliver and Nick are on the island like smoking a cigarette, and the bouncer is yelling at them like, yo, get off there, whatever the hell. And like I'm like chatting with some people on the side, and you know, then all of a sudden like some violence breaks out. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And I like get put into a chokehold, but I black out.
Oh,
so
damn.
I come out of, I don't know if it's because I like literally had like lack of oxygen or something, or what. Just probably maybe a mixture of both. Who knows? And I come out of my blackout, and my friend Breeze is like nudging me along, like, we gotta go, come on, we gotta go. And I was like, what's going on? Like, I know that like a fight's going down in my subconscious, but I'm just starting to put puzzle pieces together. And so apparently that bouncer had like gone up to them and like swung, just decked him completely. And my buddy Nick, or no, he shoved him, and my buddy Nick goes, you won't do that shit again. And then he decks my buddy Oliver. And then
the bouncer?
Yeah. And then a fight breaks out. That's when I guess tried to stop it all. And then I got put into a headlock. And then my friends Ricky and Bree took me away. And I was like put in a headlock from Bree now at this point. Like, you know, shout out Bree. And my buddy Wyatt's like marching over, and I see him, and I'm like, yo, you gotta let me go. Like, he's gonna, like, he could get hurt. Like, I gotta back him up. Like, let me go. That's my boy. That's my boy. And he's like, oh, okay. And I run off. I grab all the boys after like Wyatt got into it with the bouncer too. I made it back by the time that he had finished this little scuffle. Grabbed all of them, and I was like, we gotta fucking go. The cops are gonna be here. Nobody wants to talk to the police. I don't want to talk to the police. Let's go. And I marched them all the way back home. Crazy story. Crazy.
What in the world, dude?
Yeah, we fought a bouncer. I didn't even get to fight. I didn't throw a single punch.
You just got in a chokehold right away.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Completely.
You were trying to be a good friend, trying to support your buddies.
Yeah. I was trying to get us out of there.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's pretty wild. Dang. So besides...
I know I sounded like, I was like, oh yeah, bars are so nice to be social and see people completely have a difference.
Just complete 180. But it happens. That's the reality of going out to bars.
Yeah, we're at a bar.
Yeah, you're going to either have a good time, be just hanging out, vibing, chilling, or a fight's going to break out.
Yeah.
It just comes with going out. Dang. Besides, I know you like to skate a lot, right? I
grew up skating. When I moved into 321, I was a big skater. I was super into it.
Are you still now or no?
No. I don't skate that much anymore when I got like into different hobbies. When I started like mixing music, I kind of got out of it.
Okay.
So I mixed music for a little bit, and then
like DJing or
okay, yeah, I started DJing and doing all that stuff. Yeah, I went to Nocturnal, and I was like, oh, I want to do that. So I went and bought some decks, or I got some decks from Christmas, and then learned how to mix. Played for you guys' fraternity like twice.
I probably wasn't there.
No, you were not.
Yeah, I was never been gone. Dang, dude, do you still do it at all or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, I haven't picked it up in a long time. I've done a couple more things, but you know, when you get out of like that era, you don't have any shows or parties to like play at. I just got out of it. Plus, I started picking up work a lot.
Makes sense, yeah. Dang, so it sounds like you like choose one hobby that you want to just put your all in, and then once you find something new, you kind of like move away from that. So you started doing skateboarding growing up your entire life, moved to the house, do DJing, and then you left that off to do work. Do you have any hobbies now?
I do like little like old man hobbies now, man. Like I built like soldered together like radios.
Wait, you built a radio?
Yeah.
Please explain.
Out of a kit. I didn't like get the parts. I have the motherboard, or whatever you call it, circuit board, and you just get like little plastic pieces, and then you solder the circuit wires and everything and the little components into the board. A little soldering iron, little piece of metal that you melt down, and then you put all those together. You follow the like where everything goes on the schematic, and then you assemble it all together, and you've got a radio.
That's sick.
It's very cool. I love it.
Do you want to build more radios, or just like that was like the one time
I'm
thing?
looking for something cool to build. I want to like go crazy. You know, I want to
Build
get
like a hard drive.
I don't know. That's out of the realm. Right now, obviously, trade satisfies that need as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's one of my hobbies. I would put little radios together. Besides that, right now it's been just kind of like gaming, working out. Oh, climbing. I forgot about that one.
Oh no way! It's sick. It's like, do you climb like out in the wild or like at a gym?
I was a gym climber for a good 2 years in school.
Okay.
And maybe a year and a half. And I was like going all the time, like hustling that. I was super into that. I progressed like really fast. Maybe the one thing that I was like athletically kind of good at.
Yeah, I know nothing about like climbing at all. What's it like? How do you enjoy it? What's the toughest thing about it?
It's super adrenaline rush. It's
Really?
like, yeah, because you're high up. And you got to make that. You got to make that hold. You got to push yourself mentally as well. And I just love that I can like swing and like just get up to the top and be rewarded at the top of the rock or whatever the heck, you know. Super awesome. I love it. I don't know why I got out of it, but
the only thing I know about is like, is there something called free climbing where you climb without like a belay?
yeah, some crazy motherfuckers will do that. Yeah,
I was about to say without a bidet, but I'm like, that's different thing.
completely. Yeah, no, I forget the name. What was his name? Alex something, or I'm not sure his name. But yeah, there's a guy that did a half dome. He free climbed it. No, nothing.
Jesus.
So you fuck up, you die. That's pretty crazy. Yeah.
So do you still climb at all or no?
I haven't done it in a long time.
Oh, okay.
I just like froze my membership too. I haven't been going, so I froze it. I was like, damn, end of an era potentially, but I'll get back into it.
That's sick though.
It sucks because you go through a phase where you lose like all the progress you've been making when you climb. So you come back and you're like, I'm so weak. Like, and it's such a like, now I have to start from basically the beginning.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Damn, dude.
Apparently everybody goes through that. That's what I've been told from like Nick and Emily.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they just did half dome like a couple months ago actually.
Did they really?
Yeah, they were mentioning it a while ago. I remember I saw them, I forgot where, but yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, they do some crazy stuff. They do like trad climbing too. They put their own holds into the rock.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Dang, so you climb, and you said that you've paused that for right now because of work, but is there anything, like, any other hobby that you are looking to pick up or that you're interested in?
We'll see where we go. I mean, right now, I've just got some things that I'm kind of just working on personally. You know, like, I just got approved for an apartment.
Oh, so no way, congrats, awesome.
Thank you, yes. I'll be moving in, or starting to move in next week. So that's super sick. That's kind of like my next little project I have going on, you know? Like sometimes life's a project.
Yeah, dude, life's a continuous project.
So I'm really stoked for that because I've been wanting my own place for a long time, and it's with my buddy Nick Holguin too, so that'll be fun.
Heck yeah, dude. Dang. Did you ever think that you're going to be at this phase of like, you're kind of turning into like a real adult? You are.
Oh, that's so funny because I've gotten that like a couple times.
Like when you like start thinking about all the things that you're doing, it doesn't hit you, but when you tell somebody else like, oh, like you're turning into like a real adult. How does that feel for you?
I'm like a little kid still.
But you're doing big kids, or not big kids, like you're doing adult things.
Yeah, I'm doing adult things. I'm holding down a job. I'm working like an apartment. You know,
that's big things, yeah, dude. Congrats.
You know, so you got to do what you got to do. I think the only thing that feels adulty about it is when it comes to work, I get really like sketched out, and I have to like calm myself down because I'm like, if I don't get good at this, because I'm not very gifted at my job. I'm not super good. I'm trying my best. I don't have no point of reference to because we're in a trade shortage, so there's not a lot of guys I can like kind of bounce my level at. You know, my like kind of compare and contrast. Oh, he's good at this, I should be good at this too. He's going this fast, I should go that fast. So it's kind of difficult. We're insane trade shortage. So when I think about like, oh, if I get fired, like, I don't know what I'm going to do to survive. Like, how am I going to bounce back from this? I have to calm myself down and be like, it's okay. You can always just go work at a bar. You'll be fine. You'll work at the bar, be a bar back or something. You'll still make money. You'll make tips. You can find ways to survive. You've gotten this far. You're good. Plus, I have people to fall back on, which is nice too as well. You know, to have like a bit of a family and friends that you can really support you. You know, like that's shit's like probably the most important thing in life is to have that.
That support system. That's awesome, dude. Dude, that sounds really like, dang, that was like really beautiful the way you said that. Like that you just have that support that you need to have, and I'm happy to hear that you have that for yourself because a lot of people don't have that.
Yeah. Well, when I was fucking, didn't have shit, living on 321, I had support.
From like your family and the roommates, or?
Yeah. And, we got through that. Got through a bunch of shit like that.
Yeah.
The most important thing.
Absolutely. Looking to the future, I know that you're gonna. So are you currently a journeyman or an apprentice?
I'm an apprentice.
Okay.
So you start out as an apprentice, and then through whichever program for the company you work for, you go to level 3 or level 1, level 2, level 3. I'm on level 1. I'm taking the level 2 class soon.
Yeah.
Nice. And you want to do that too because you get a raise, and the journeyman raise will come to you. You'll make like a good amount of money too. It's really nice.
Because it goes from apprentice, journeyman, and then you become a master.
Yeah, you can become a master. I've heard of master plumbers. In my trade, we don't have any masters, or at least we don't have any masters at my company.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I'm sure you can become a master reefer or a pipe fitter, but I know there's master plumbers.
Nice. So looking to the future, like you're having an apartment, you're gonna get become a journeyman one day. Is there anything else that you're really aiming to accomplish in the next like 5-10 years?
I'm trying to find that special someone out there, man.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
That'd be nice, I feel like that's why right now I feel like I've been going out a lot, and that's like my driving thing. It's like, oh, little big girls there? Yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna go out. Like that's my driving force. We're keeping our eyes peeled.
You're young.
Yeah, we're young. We're having fun. But besides that, getting my place was like a big goal.
Yeah.
That was actually my goal for my year. Ricky was like, "What are your goals?" I was like, "I want to move out." Did it. We're good.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Yeah, those are big things. Like moving out's a huge thing.
Yeah, moving out is cool. I'm doing it for the second time too, so we have some kind of frame of reference and stuff. But I'm moving into the city like I grew up in. It's not crazy. Not too crazy.
It's still dope though. It's a big move though. It's a big change. But I'm glad to hear that you're making like those changes for yourself, and it sounds like you have like you're taking your goals not like in small strides, but you're taking like stride per stride. You take one stride, all right, accomplish that, on to the next one. So it sounds like you're still like you have goals. If you're like taking it, you're not looking too far ahead.
No, I'm not looking too far ahead.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I just know that I'm happy right now, so I'm gonna keep doing that.
Okay, dude, love to hear that. All right, we're gonna go into the lightning round.
Okay, yeah, right on.
So, when you were growing up, what was your favorite meal?
I gotta do this fast.
You can do as fast as you want. You can share. You can say why it was, but yeah.
Growing up, favorite meal, pizza.
What kind?
Pepperoni.
Done deal.
Yeah.
What was your favorite color growing up?
Green.
Oh, dang, you're going really fast. Is there a memory that you have growing up that you just think about whenever you feel like you just need to pick me up?
Oh, man.
Got him.
I've got a couple.
Sure.
But, shoot. I'm trying to think of ones that are, like, more wholesome. Growing up, it's like, there were, like, goofy times, but I think we had, like, the best goofs when I met, like, some of my core friends in high school. That's still growing up. I still can't. I was still a little kid, but, God, I was thinking of, like, math class.
Okay.
I used to sit in the back corner with me and my 3 friends, Oliver, Nick, and Wyatt. Same guys that I'm still friends with to this day. And we used to just crack jokes back there and, like, laugh and, like, talk about whatever. And we actually tried to have our own podcast there, too.
No way.
Yeah, we used to get a little recorder and, like, record our discussion. Just try to make each other laugh. Just make little crappy jokes. And I always think about that. And, like, maybe not those jokes specifically, but that feeling I felt back then of being like 16 years old and just like cracking jokes in the back of the class. My favorite thing. Not being bad kids or anything necessarily, just like jokes.
Yeah, that's it. What's one of your favorite quotes?
Oh, dude. Oh, I wasn't prepped for this one. Marvin, I wasn't prepped at all for
That's how we do it. Get you on the spot.
One of my favorite quotes. Probably by one of the beat writers. I can't remember his name. I had nothing to offer anyone at all except for my own confusion. I forget the name of the guy he wrote On the Road. Jack Kerouac. Yeah.
That's sick. Is there a memory that you have that you wish you could go back and tell them what to avoid or what to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to share one?
I think that when it comes to that, there's a billion options to go in life. So when you go back and you think, oh yeah, younger self, don't do this. It's like, yeah, well, that's life. Like, there's so many options, it's impossible to not have regret. It's like I don't even really care to go back and tell myself something. I would say maybe when it comes to ever having to be like violent or rageful, never go that route. Anytime I've gotten angry, it's always ended up worse.
Nice.
I'd go back and tell myself that. Never do that. Never get angry.
It's a good piece. I like that.
Yeah. It's impossible to do.
Yeah.
But anger only makes things worse.
Gotcha. Is there somebody that you would like to interview? Like this?
Like this? Oh, man. You, baby. Yeah.
Got jokes. I love it.
Not like any celebrities or anything like that.
Anyone.
Anybody.
It could be someone that you know, someone that you don't know, someone from the past, someone from... Yeah, anyone.
I'd probably like to sit down with like all my friends and do this.
Nice.
Yeah, like maybe one at a time or all together. I would love to do that. You know?
Nice. Okay. What is a core memory that you want to make sure is saved for the future?
Is safe?
Saved.
Like in my files?
No, it's here. You can save it for your files, you can save it here. It can be whatever kind of story you want to share.
Oh, I get you. Okay. Core memory, huh? Oh, yes, core memories. Core memory. Let me think here. I'm thinking. I feel like what I have, it's like such a jumble, like little clips, when I think back to all my memories. Like, it's not necessarily one story, it's like a bunch of little snippets put together. I can describe the feeling, if I can do that.
Yeah.
It's the feeling of, like, recognizing beauty when you see it is one of the, like, hard, like, recognizing beauty when you see it is underrated as fuck. You're not always going to recognize how beautiful something is maybe in that moment, but if you try to look for beauty in little moments and everything, it's underrated as fuck. And you'll never forget that feeling that you had when you saw it, or you felt, or you heard it, you know, or you felt it. Yeah, just, you know, I'm 26, I'm still really fucking young, so all my memories that I have of my 20s are just that, you know, from like making ramen and smoking cigarettes to like hiking up to the top of mountains, the little mountains.
That's beautiful. Is there someone that you want to give thanks to?
Probably just, again, my friends and family.
Okay.
You know, I couldn't do shit without them.
That's awesome. I love to hear that. What is one piece of advice you would want to give to your kids if you have kids or if you want kids?
Don't do drugs. But also, it's not that serious. Treat everybody with respect. and try to make it home at the end of the day.
Nice. All right, this will be the last question. We've gone through a variety of questions. I've asked you a bunch of different things, but now is your chance to share your Mike memory. So anything you want to share that I haven't asked you, or that you want to just make sure it's on the record for folks to have for the future. Like, you can share whatever you want.
Oh my gosh. Shoot. And here I was thinking that the feeling thing was going to be my last answer. Any memory I want, I can share, huh?
Any memory you want. It could be a memory, a story, a quote. This is your chance to share. And obviously, this won't be the last time we do this. It's just like your chance to, like, hey, this is one thing I want people to know about me, remember me, or just for you to have for future reference.
Okay, here we go. Oh, boy. This is tough. This is a tough one, Marvin. This is tough. Gosh. It's hard because I feel like I'm always looking to, like, forward to things.
Yeah.
I haven't been looking back. I think a singular memory. Oh, this is a good one. I was out at a lake house with Max and Brooke and Ricky and Bree, and we had been drinking as you do on like a lake trip, but we're super drunk at this point. But everybody's out, like laying on the driveway, back down at the stars, and you see all the stars. And I would say that memory of like feeling the love around you, that's a good memory. I like that one. Look at the stars and lay down on the driveway with your friends. Tell me if you don't feel something.
Damn. Damn, dude. That's a great memory. Damn, dude. Well, thank you. I really appreciate you sharing that as a memory.
Yeah, thank you. I hope I'm giving you some good stuff.
No, you are. No, these stories are not for me. They're for you. They're for you to have for the future, for your friends, families, anyone that wants to hear a little more about you. But like I said, this will not be the last time we do this. I want to thank you for being here again, dude. I really appreciate you sharing your stories, and just thank you overall.
Thank you. I had such a good time doing this.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, with that, we'll cut it.